Hi. Yeah. Hello, everyone. Good evening. Hello, everyone. Good evening. Welcome to webinar conducting by MKR Industrial Automations and Services Private Limited, supported by Siemens Hyderabad. Hi, welcome. A very good evening, everyone. Yeah. Hi, Prashant. So, hi, everyone. Welcome. Welcome to today's webinar session. Yeah. Good evening. Yes. Yes. Good evening, everyone. Yes. Welcome. Welcome, everyone. Good evening. Yeah, so we are excited today. So we wanted to discuss more technical aspects on industrial automation in this webinar. Yes, good evening all. Yeah, hi, hi. Good evening. Yes, hello. So after a gap, we are again started our sessions, season 2. Yes, hello. Yeah, hi. Many people are joining. We just wait for a minute and let's start our session. I think people are just started joining now. We'll wait for a minute. Yes, hi. Hi everyone. Good evening to all and welcome to today's webinar session on industrial automation. We are going to talk about industrial automation in this session today and the new technologies and other technical oriented points about automation. Okay. Yeah, hi. So there are some basic ground rules. Before we start session, we wanted to give you some basic ground rules. If you are not clear with my audio or video, so you have to type out your AV is not clear. So if you are unable to listen my audio and you are unable to see my video in your screen, you have to type AV not clear. If my audio is audible, then audio is clear. Video is clear, but audio is not clear, then keep video is clear. So like that, please be active in the chat box so that I'll come to know and I can able to correct myself if any challenges are there from our end. Okay. So by chance, if you get disconnected due to any reason, either network or internet or anything, so you need not to worry. We have backup network. Within a minute or two, we'll try to shift over and we reconnect it. So whenever you get disconnected due to your internet problem, then when you again log in back, you have to press reconnect button. There will be a reconnect button. You have to press that so that you will be again enter into room. So you have to follow this. Okay. So now we'll start the session. Okay. Yeah. Yes, this meeting is recorded session. You can ask any questions and we can clarify the doubts, Mr. Syed. Okay. So, yeah, I'm just starting the session. Yeah, hi. So those who are just coming now, a warm welcome to them. Okay. Yeah. So yeah. So before we start session, we just want to have see. We wanted to make this session as interactive session. It has to be a two-way communication. So we want your cooperation. We want your support to make it more interactive and more technical. Okay. Is that okay, everyone? Please type out yes in the chat box if you are able to support me and yes, you are also supporting me for making this session as mutual and interactive, then please type yes. Yes in the chat box. I want yes from everyone in the chat box so that I can see the replies and I can have the attention of you all. Yes, yes, yes. Good, good. Okay, so now in this part, we'll start with few just basic things, polls. We call it as polls. We just want to know what type of crowd is there in this webinar room today. So we'll just understand how many are from which backgrounds are like that. So this is my first poll. When I start this poll, it will appear on your chat box. So you have to give your opinion and then submit. Then we will come to another percentage of ratios. Okay. So I'm just starting first poll. I'm published it. Now you will find it in your chat box. Okay. Yeah. So how many are you from industry background and academic background? So based on this, we can able to take that particular points or examples more, and we can move forward. Yeah. So I'll check the poll result. Yes. So there are many people from industry joined today. So we have around 55% from industry background and 44% is from academic background, 56% from industry. So now we understand there are more technical people who joined today in this webinar. So thanks to the people who showed their interest and who is willing to spend their valuable time in this evening. Okay, thank you everyone. And now I'll end this poll. We'll just go to another poll. Yeah, I'm going for second poll. It's a small thing. How do you know about this webinar? So we wanted to increase our area of reach to reach to more people. It will help us. So please give your opinion on this small poll so that we'll come to know. Social networking, mails, SMS, references, and others. Social media networking is a major platform for all of us to interact. So I think yes, every time we used to get from social networking more, sometimes by mails and SMS also. See, every one of you, whoever joined into room, they have to press start the session button. That play button you have to press. Otherwise, you will be not able to find my audio or video. So those who are not press that button, please press that start button at the top of your screen. Okay. Yeah. So now this poll, as expected, 63% people are from social networking, 15% are from mails, and 10% are from other references. Thank you. And also we should be thankful to social media platform and digital platforms nowadays, because that is a platform where we are able to connect from different locations. Okay, good. So I have one more last poll, if I'm not wrong. Yeah. Yeah, my last poll is, how many of you believe there is a huge gap between industry and education? Okay, anyhow, you people today in the room are more from industrial background, but we just want to know your opinion. Yeah, because we feel there is a gap. So we wanted to fulfill the gap by means of conducting some sessions like this, and also by conducting some more sessions at the institutions and other areas. Yes. So almost everyone is agree with our point, of course, which is a common thing, common challenge which everyone is facing everywhere. So 90 to 93% people are giving the same opinion. There is a huge gap. Okay. Now we'll enter into session. Thank you. Thanks for your polls, replies, and all, and your contributions of opinions. Okay. Now we are going to start the session. So how many are you excited today? I want to answer in chat box. How many are you excited to discuss about industrial automation and new trends and technologies? So are you excited? Yes, in the chat box. I'm just starting the slides. Yeah, I'm taking a presentation. I'm just starting it. Please type out if you are able to see the screen. Yeah. I'm started my presentation. In the chat box, please type out if my screen is clear. AVS. AVS clear. My audio, my video, and my screen. So three things are clear to you. Please type out AVS clear in the chat box so that I can understand my audio, video, and my screen is clear to everyone. Okay. Yeah, AVS clear. Yeah. If anyone is facing challenges, please look out. I think most of the people are clear with my AVS. Audio, video, and my screen or presentation. Good. Done. Actually, we are fully excited even from our end and myself also, because the replies which we are getting in the chat box are so much exciting, and it is giving us a fresh energy to us. So let's move forward. Yeah. So welcome to today's webinar and welcome to MKR Industrial Automations and Services Private Limited. Yeah. So we wanted to give a brief about our journey, about MKR and about our company and myself. Yeah, we have started our career. I started my career in the year of 2008 in a company called Prolog Systems and Services Private Limited, which is Schneider System Integrator. I have completed my diploma and I have completed my BTech in electrical and electronic stream. And I got an opportunity at this company as a fresher engineer. And I came to know about these products and this industries and all stuff, basic stuff at this place. And afterwards, I moved to after knowing about this industry type of applications, type of industries, and these products, electrical, electronics, instrumentation, all these differences I came to know in this first platform, which is our first company. So there I learned about products and some basics and applications and type of segments or sectors. So after that, during this journey, I was handling into technical as well as sales. So I was looking after some services and some sales. Then I got one more opportunity in a company called Kotmak Electronics Private Limited in 2010. So which is Siemens System Integrator. Here I got more exposure on big projects and higher product basket and other applications, more detailed applications and different verticals also. I got an opportunity. I've also got exposure with different types of segments and clients, also with our principals and competitors and all. So with this experience in this two company, in the year of 2012, I thought of moving out and started my own business, because from childhood onwards, I was more interested into entrepreneurship. My one of my goal was like I wanted to create an employment, and I want to help to minimum 4 to 5 families, so that I can fulfill my wish. So this is where it is started, and we have started our company called MKR Industrial Automations and Services Private Limited in the year of 2012. Okay, which is private limited company we have incorporated. And in the beginning, we were a team of 3 people, myself and sales and service, and of course, rest of things are outsourced. And from there, we have started our journey. And in the year one itself, or from the beginning only, we understood there is a huge gap between industry and education system. Because I was the best example. I was not knowing this industrial automation segment, and then fields, and then industry and all. Means for an electrical and electronics and instrumentation engineer, this much scope is there, this much big potential area, vast area is there for us, which is our core background. So this is where we wanted to fulfill some gap from our end by means of our knowledge and exposure. So we have started our training activity also in the year of 2012. So we wanted to share our knowledge to academics, institutions and freshers, and we wanted to help them to place into this core industries. So this is where we have started training activity. Of course, we also used to recruit from that same training wing to our company. So in the year we made around 60 lakhs turnover, a reasonable turnover. Just a moment, Aarti, I could not hear anything, sir. I think Aarti, you have to check your audio or your network problem. Rest of the peoples are clear from our end. I think everyone is able to hear my audio and my video, and my presentation is clear to them. Please check from your end, Aarti. Otherwise, you disconnect and reconnect again. So yeah. Okay, so getting back, in the year one, we have done around 60 lakhs turnover. Yeah, yes. So in the year two, we were growing step by step, 40% growth, and we were moving forward. And in the year 2016, we have started one more activity, which is Edit Future Initiatives, which is into academics and other aspects to transform the knowledge. So due to some reasons, it went down. It was shut actually. We are closed. We got very good lessons over there, and in the business and other areas also. Then. One more milestone what we have achieved here is 2016 we are able to train more than 200 number of students on automation. Apart from our automation wing, in the training wing we have crossed this 200 students count. And after that we have taken a good turn. Then we have started one more company in the year of 2018, which is manufacturing industry, which is Vedan Infra and Projects Private Limited. The product is aluminum formwork. This aluminum formwork is a new product which is into construction segment. By using this aluminum product, you can construct a house within 8 days. So this is a new technology product we have added into our group, and we have started our own manufacturing. So automation is our service wing. This VIP Aliform is our manufacturing wing. So we are running our own manufacturing, and we are supplying to all the builders and construction people. So this is all about our journey. And coming to some insights of MCare automation, we have almost touched base of more than 1,000 students in terms of trainings, and we have a touch base of 10,000 students in terms of webinars, in terms of workshops, projects, and all in the institutions. So, and into turnover in automation, we have done around 5.2 crores revenue as of now within this period from 2012 to as on date. So we wanted to thankful to my family and to my team and our clients, of course, as well as our principals, who all these people are with us, behind us. They were supporting in each and every stage. So today we are at this position. And apart from this, our core values of all our company, all our activities are, first of all, we wanted to maintain quality in terms of product or services. We wanted to be with technology always. We wanted to update time to time and offer the same solution to our clients. Of course, we also want to keep our customer happy by providing good services on time. So these are our core values. With these core values, we were targeted a good, reasonable number of revenue in the coming future, and we wanted to be a industry leader in this automation system integration business. So this is all about our company and background. Now we'll move to automation. Thank you. Thanks for your attention. Yeah. So what is webinar agenda today? This is all about our webinar agenda. So it is introduction to industrial automation and products and features. What are the products are there and what are the applications are there? Needs and demands, potential and market analysis. Why should we enhance our knowledge and skills into automation? If you are already into industry, then why you should enhance your knowledge and skills is a parameter what we are going to discuss. And what are our offerings into automation, other benefits and our credentials. Okay, so these are our agenda. Yeah. Now automation. So what is meant by automation? I think most of you might be knowing about automation. Okay, so I'll just move on. I don't want to take much time here. See, automation is a basic definition. Auto and motion. The motion by itself is automation basic definition. So with any kind of automation, the productivity will increase, the quality will increase, fast and accuracy will be there, the safety and security also will be increased. Now we'll talk about industrial types of, see what I'm talking is automation now. Now I'm correlating to industry. Okay. So in automation, people call, if it is automation, then there are different types. There is home automation is one wing, and building automation is another wing. Industrial automation is a separate wing. Okay. So people who tell we are into automation, then this is the differences because each vertical is different and each vertical having its own potential. Home automation is a different commercial wing. Building automation is also commercial and some sort of industrial. Industrial automation is pure industrial manufacturing. Okay, so these are the three areas of automation. So each area is having its own pros and cons and its own potentials. What is the difference between home and industrial? Yeah, we are going to discuss in the next slides, Mr. Balamurugan. Okay, so advantages of industrial automation. Now today the focus of main webinar focus is today talk about industrial automation and technologies in industrial automation. Of course, we also take on home and other things in detail in the next sessions. Okay. Yeah, when you go for any industry automation, obviously the production will be increased, the quality will be increased, and ease of control will be there, and your safety and security levels also will be increased. Okay, and you will be able to reduce your manpower, and your energy consumption will be come down, and your project timelines also will come down, your raw material also will be saved. These are the major benefits for any industry if they go for automation. So what is automation? What kind of things they have to do in automation? We are going to see in the next slide. Yeah. So now, before going forward, when this automation comes into picture, we just want to give an idea. So in the 18th century, it is completely manual control. Whatever things you have to do, you have to do it with the manpower only. The movements, actions, liftings, keeping here and there, everything. Most of the functions are manual. Okay. And in 19th century, people are upgraded to relay logic. Small functions they used to do with relays. Okay. They put some relay. For on condition, one relay, off condition, one relay, start, one relay, like that. So they used to have multiple relay, multiple wiring, multiple panels and all. So with this, they'll be able to reduce some manpower, they make some into automation. We call it as relay logic. Then in 20th century, due to increase in manpower, the demands and the needs and necessities all got increased. So with this impact, the technology also need to get increased. So people have started using programmable logic controllers, microcontrollers and all. So now this is the stage we are using all these PLCs, microcontrollers everywhere. Yes, Mr. Siddharth Rao, those who are new, we wanted to share the knowledge. If you are already joined in the existing webinar, then yes, you will also get a recap or revision and some more points might be new. If you have any other points, we are happy to help you. But those who are new, our target is for new people. So we wanted to convey our message and we wanted to share our knowledge with them. So thank you. Thanks for joining with us. Yeah. Yes, we are going to elaborate about automation in the next slides. So what are the automation products? We have PLC, we have HMI, SCADA, drive, DCS, servo. So these are the major automation products. With this, we can make any machine or any industry into automate. Okay. So we are going to discuss each product here. So what is mean by PLC? PLC stands for programmable logic controller. Most of you might be knowing. Okay. Yeah, I'll just play a small video because before going into automation, first of all, you'll understand what is the trend, what is going to change. So can I play video with your permission? Hello everyone. Are you able to listen me? Can I play a small video to take your attention into this automation? Yes. Okay. So I got few replies. Then we will play a video. Just stay tuned. Yeah, we are just playing a latest video which shows about the needs and demands of automation, how technology is getting upgraded, and what is the future and all. Okay, I'm just starting this video. Just listen to it. If you are facing any challenge, please type out in the chat box. We are happy to help you. Hope you are getting video. Just stay tuned. You will get a video with small delay. Hope you all are getting audio and video. this video is given by Siemens. They are showing about manufacturing industry integration with IoT and all. Yeah, so I'm just so I'm back to my presentation. So how is video? You got any message over there? Yes. Okay, so we'll go by the product now. So what is PLC? See, the video, why we have shown that video is we wanted to give you an idea about all this future manufacturing industry starts from design or starts from the initial raw material stage to till production and dispatches. Everything is going to be automated completely, and which we are going to take it on IoT and IIoT. So this is a future actually. So each and every industry, whether it is pharma, whether it is cement, sugar, textile, oil, rubber, all these industries to be going to an IoT level or a remote or a wireless control kind of thing. So this is what we wanted to convey to you through that message, and that is done by Siemens, which is one of the major automation player in the world, top automation player in the world. Yeah, good. So thanks for your comments about the video. Now we'll start this session about PLC. Yeah, PLC is like programmable logic controller. We have PLC in our office. Now today we are sitting in our office and we are conducting this webinar. Luckily we are able to show you this PLC also here. This is Siemens PLC. We are associated with Siemens, so we give solutions with Siemens product basket. So this is PLC, and this we call it as programmable logic controller. It will be having inputs. You can connect the field inputs as a inputs over here, digital inputs and digital analog inputs and other things as an inputs, and you have output terminals also. This output terminals you can connect to your field devices, which is installed in your machine or in industry or in a process. Okay, so it will take inputs and it will be giving outputs to the field, and this PLC is able to communicate through a programming cable and this communication port. This is through Ethernet communication cable. This communication cable will help you out to connect your laptop and your PLC into communication, and with the help of software of this product, Siemens PLC programming software, you can able to write the program and you can send it to this PLC, saying that whenever this input comes, this particular motor should get on. Say suppose once you press a push button to start the motor, that push button will be an input to this PLC, and whenever we write the program, say suppose your need is when you press some button, the motor should get on. That particular sequence we will be writing into program in this PLC with the help of this laptop. Okay, so in this we have programmable softwares, ladder logic, functional diagram, and STL. All these different types of programming language we have. With the help of ladder we start with, and we write this program. Whenever someone press this button, then this motor should on. We write the program, we send it PLC, PLC will receive that program. When the command comes input, then it will release the output. This is how it will function. So you can able to add multiple inputs beside this PLC so that you can expand this IOs count and you can run your machine or a process in automated way. So this is a master. We are going to discuss in the application in detail about this. So PLC is a master which will take input and the logic will be performed and the output will come. Okay, this is how this principle works. And it's a master controller where it will take all field inputs and it will give outputs to the field. Okay, so programming, we need to write the program in terms of ladder and other programming languages. Okay, so this is what is the advantage of PLC. It is easy to program and you can modify. See, someone is asking what is the difference between PLC and microcontroller. See, microcontroller is a one-time program you can return and you can able to send to this microcontroller. It will perform the same operation for any number of times. Whereas in case of PLC, you can write the program, you can modify it, you can delete the program, you can write one more program, you can modify, you can delete. So this PLC remains same, but the program and the application you can vary it. You can use the same PLC for X application. After sometimes if you change, then go for Y application, develop that program, rewrite it or overwrite it, whatever it is, you can do that. For one PLC, you can connect any number of devices. See, let me go by my flow. My team will answer to small questions and I'll stop somewhere. We will just discuss on clarifications kind of thing so that I will not be interrupted. I'll go by my flow and then definitely we'll answer to all your questions. Okay, just hold on your questions so that we'll go move. Thank you. Yeah. So this is difference between PLC and microcontroller. Microcontroller is a limited thing, but PLC is a vast thing. You can go up to 1,000, 2,000, 3,000 IOs also. IOs in the sense inputs and outputs. So inputs are your field inputs, your push button, your toggle switch, your emergency button, your sensors, okay, and your limit switches, your level sensors, proximity sensors. All these things we consider as inputs. Outputs, your motor, your indication lamp, other indication devices, hooters, alarms, and all these things we call it as digital outputs. Digital inputs, digital outputs. We have analog inputs and analog outputs. So this is all about, we call it as IOs, inputs and outputs, okay, both digital and analog. So it is a reliable product and it is easy to create. Erection and commissioning is become easy. PLC will be having an error indications. Whenever some input is not coming, it will show you the error. Lights are there. It will show you this particular error is not coming. It is an intelligent device. It will give you error indication. It will be having a programming memory inside. And it is, you are able to insert a memory card also here. You will be able to expand an expansion cards from here. You can put one more card like this. You can expand, and you have a power supply to get it power on. Okay, and you have a communication and other devices also. You can able to keep it on this PLC. Okay. So this is basic functions and advantage. It is easy to troubleshoot because it will give you all error indications. Right. Now, what are the applications of PLC? PLC will be used vast in most of the applications. Yes, most of the applications we will be using PLCs in each and every industry. Almost all the industry, all the applications required PLC if they want to make a machine automation or a process automation. Yeah. So cement plant is the best example because you will be having different areas where PLC is utilized. At kiln section you will be using, and at your packing session, baggage session, okay, and at your plants and at your conveyor belts, most of the areas each machine will be having individual PLC. And one more best example is food and beverage industry. So food and beverage, yeah, food and beverage we use at cleaning section is one PLC sometimes, okay, and filling section, and then capping section, and then labeling section, and then packing section. So these are the different areas in food and beverage industries. So where PLC is utilized a lot. PLC plays a major role in these two industries. For example, we have taken these two industries, but you can use in many industries. Yeah, PLC also support high-level languages. Well, we will answer your queries soon. I think my team is helping you out by giving you replies. Okay. Now, what is HMI? See, the another device which plays a major role in automation of any machine or a process is HMI. HMI is called Human Machine Interface. This is a hardware device which you can able to see in the screen. Also in the video, we are showing a small screen HMI. This is a 4-inch HMI which is touch screen. You can also have 4-5 keys, touch plus keys. This is okay. This is also from Siemens brand. Okay, and this HMI will be having majorly a power supply source and then a communication. This communication port will goes to PLC. Okay, so this particular this particular cable is goes to PLC, and the communication between PLC and HMI will be established with the help of that communication cable, so that my HMI and my PLC will talk to HMI. HMI will send commands to PLC. This is how the communication will be done between these two devices. What is mean by HMI? HMI is like human machine interface. To interact with the machine, to operator, this HMI device is used. Okay, so this is all about an operator device. Okay, so to monitor your machine application, to monitor your machine condition, we will be needing this HMI. So what is going on in your machine, that field devices, motors and other things will be connected to your PLC. PLC will send commands to HMI. HMI will show you your motor is on, your motor is running, your motor is running at so and so speed. So your operator will come to know, he can monitor with this HMI. If he want to stop the motor, if he want to stop the machine, he can stop here. He can press stop button here and he will stop, because it is monitoring and controlling. So this will be helpful for monitoring and controlling of any machine between operator and machines. So this is all HMI. We have touchscreen start from 4 inches, 6 inch, 10 inch, 15 inch, 20 inch, 22 inch. We have big screens HMIs also. You can control multiple number of operations. You can also see the trends of machine. What is happening in your machine? What is the graph? When it is getting on, when it is getting off, how much production we have taken from that machine today? What is your cycle time? What is the downtime and all? And if any error comes, it will also show you errors. And see, if you want to give some critical settings into your machine to operate at different speeds and all, you can just simply enter into HMI. You can make recipes. You can store the data in HMI of last 1 month production data. You can able to store in your HMI. Means it will show you the previous data also. It will show you trends. It will show you logs. It will archive the data. You can take some printouts also in a given formats which is available in the software. So this HMI is programmed by using HMI software, which is a graphical oriented software. You can just drag and drop the icons and you can address the tags between your HMI and PLC. So then your HMI knows when some input get high, then your HMI, we will assign some tag number between PLC and HMI to that particular object. Then it will get high, then we will come to know. If we have more than one machine, then you need to go for another HMI. One HMI can connect with one PLC, which means one machine. If you have multiple, then you can go with multiple HMIs. Okay. So the advantages of HMI is operating of machine will become easy, and identification of errors also will become easy, and it will reduce manual control. You can avoid all the push buttons, toggle switches, this, that, all that control of all that operating controls on the control panel board. You can avoid all and you can replace with HMI. The troubleshooting, wiring, everything will become easy. Okay. Yeah. So now what are the applications of HMI? Most of the applications we call for HMI means it's a machine application. So mostly each machine, wherever the individual machine needs to be automated, then we suggest a HMI for that machine. Best example is a packaging machine. If you see the packaging machine, you need to enter different parameters, how much weight it has to be, how much packets to be come out, how much speed it has to run, when it has to start, when it has to stop, sizes varies, pouches varies and all. So these many settings every time to doing manually in PLC and writing program means it's very difficult. So if you use HMI, you make all into this HMI program and interlock it with PLC, so that all these functions can be done. So your recipe management will become easy. Your trends you can see, your logs you can see. You can take your historical data of previous production or last night production data and all, who entered, which operator was there when something goes wrong. All these tracks can be able to see. Means user level management, security management also will be proper in this HMI. So this HMI is more beneficial when it is operating between machine and operator. Okay. And another application is beverages. In beverages also this HMI, beverage and pharma. So pharma and beverage HMI is widely used because each individual machines needs to be operated individually. So this is an applications of HMI. Hope this is clear to everyone. Yeah. So we'll discuss other parameters during a clarification session. Yes. Now what is SCADA? SCADA is a software basically. We call it as supervisory control and data acquisition. So it is a software. It is the main features of this SCADA is similar to HMI but not HMI it is. So HMI is a hardware device. SCADA is a software. Now if you see into the screen, we have shown an image. What is the benefits of SCADA? Which means what is the purpose of SCADA? In SCADA, you can configure entire your plant, okay, not machine. Earlier case in HMI case, yes, we were discussing about HMI. It is a machine oriented, but now we are discussing about SCADA, which is plant level, okay. So your plant can be controlled through SCADA. Means your multiple machines, say your machine 1, machine 2, machine 3, machine 4. All these machines and this internal process and other process interlocks, we can able to configure in one screen, which is software called SCADA. So this SCADA is a graphical software. It will be having capability of connecting multiple PLCs also into this, and other field devices which can communicate through a communication. So this is a software, as I told. This software will be installed in your PC, at your factory or at your office or whatever it is. So then your PLCs, your multiple PLCs through a communication cable will be connected to your PC, which is Ethernet example. You'll be having multiple port Ethernet switch, and you can bring all your different kind of machine PLCs through this Ethernet cable and connect to your port. Okay, and your SCADA will be getting all the data from this different PLCs of 5 sources, and this 5 data can be given to SCADA, and we can write program in the SCADA saying that this data is from this PLC, this PLC. So all this data is captured from your PLCs and it can be stored in your SCADA. Now SCADA, we can make graphical, very good high-end animation and graphical representations. Say suppose you have a boiler, you have furnace, you have ID fan, you have FD fan, okay. So all these things, and you have tanks, you have centrifuges, you have different things in your plant. So you can able to configure all these things in your SCADA screen. You can take the devices, sensors, motors and all. You can also configure your motors, you can give symbols kind of thing, and you can make a SCADA screen as like your plant is able to show in a single line diagram, okay. And you can now assign tags between that particular PLC inputs and this SCADA, and you can able to completely monitor your entire plant from sitting at your control room in front of system, which is SCADA, okay. You can monitor it, what is happening at boiler section, what is happening at conveyor section, what is happening at production section, what is happening at dispatch section. You can able to monitor it, and you can control even. You can start, stop, you can increase, decrease. If level is getting high, then it will give you error indication. It will show you this level is dangerous, this temperature is high, this is low, this motor is running fast, this is low. So you can make errors, you can make flags. It will give you error indication, and it can operate accordingly. So SCADA, simply say, you can supervise, you can control, you can monitor, you can store the data, you can retrieve the data. So these are the 5-6 functions we can able to do with SCADA with total machines of your plant, not only one like HMI. Okay, hope this is clear. Yeah, so it will reduce manpower needs. You need not have manpower for each and every application. You can have monitor and you can have very good control, okay. And monitoring and controlling from one place, which is beneficial. Easy problem identification from one point, okay. Yes. Now, So applications of SCADA. See, SCADA will be SCADA can be used in both the factory automation and process automation. So factory in the sense we call it as whatever activities can be performed individually, which is don't have any interlock from one section to another section. It comes under factory automation. Whatever process linked with one to other, first it has to happen, then only second will start. If this is not start, this will not start. So these kind of things we call it as process. Say power plants, pharma, beverage, and all these comes under process. Factories are individual machines, cutting machines, punching, CNCs, all individual things are factory automation. So SCADA is used for both factory automation and process automation. These two areas we can use SCADA. Yeah. Okay. So now, yeah. So what are drives? Now SCADA is done. Now we are into drives. We also call it as VFD, variable frequency drive. So drives are two types as like our motor. We have AC motors, we have DC motors. Like same, we have DC drives, we have AC drives. So most of the wide applications are for AC drives. Yes, there are DC drive applications, which is rare, which is now limiting people DC current and they are shifting into AC nowadays in an industries. Okay, so what is drive? To control any of your motor, we need a drive, because you can't control motor speed just like that. You can't control motor direction just like that. You can't increase and decrease motor while running. Okay, to make all these things, you need to stop your motor and you need to make some settings. You need to make some wiring additional, and you have to do it. So when in case of drive, so this is VFD. Okay, how it will be there? First of all, we will be connecting your three-phase supply, your line supply here. We give three-phase, whether it is three-phase, two single-phase means we connect phase neutral. So in case of three-phase, we connect three-phase. Okay, so this drive will be having output terminal UVW. So this UVW is 3-wire again. This will be connected to your motor. So between your main supply and motor, this drive will be there. So this drive is helpful to start your motor, to stop your motor, to increase the speed, to decrease the speed, to check the direction, to change the direction, and to also monitor the power it is taking, efficiency, what speed it is rotating. Everything you can able to monitor in this screen, and you can start and stop from here. And the main advantage is through this drive you can control through your SCADA. This drive through this communication port, it will be connected to SCADA. Your motor entire functions of this drive through can be connected and can be controlled through this SCADA. So this is how this drive is helpful. Without drive, you can't able to perform all these operations. For each operation, you need to have each individual relay, each individual circuit, each individual contactor and all. Okay, this is all about VFD. I hope you got some idea about this. Yeah. Now we have AC drives and DC drives. AC drives everywhere we can use. I'll tell you some of the applications in the next slide. So mainly it is energy saving. To start any motor, generally it will require √3 times of current. Means it is 100 amps, means you need to have 150 200 amps to start. But when you connect it with drive, so your initial current will be less, and when it is goes to high load, high speed, then your VFD will take less current and it will give an output to your motor. Based on need, the VFD will give output. Okay, how this VFD performs? What is the principle? It will take AC current input and it will convert it into DC. It will store DC current inside the capacitor bank, and then it will again convert that DC to AC at converter, and that converted AC current will be given to your motor. So this is how this drive will function. Okay, so AC current, DC conversion, from DC to required AC, it will be sent to the motor. So it is also safety device to the motor. If some over current comes, then it will stop at drive place only, not to the motor. Okay, yeah, so it is having energy savings. You can control speed, direction, and harmonics also will be reduced here. Yeah, what are the applications? We have given some basic applications here to get you more understand and better understand. Your elevators, all your elevators which are using in your commercial complexes and your residential complexes are driven by VFD. Your VFD is only taking care of that speed control, start, stop, different speeds, high speed, low speed, and all. So this is all only possible with VFD. Every motor of elevator is connected to drive. You can check. Okay. So hope my audio AVS is clear. Someone is telling your video is getting stuck. Hope my AVS is clear. Audio, video, and my screen. So I just want a confirmation from you. Someone is saying, yeah, clear AVS. Okay. So I think Mr. Pogula Reddy, you might be having some network challenge from your end. Please check out from your end. Hope my AVS is clear to others. Yeah. Okay. Avatar clear. Thank you, Saurabh. Yeah. Okay. So the one application is lift, and one more application is conveyor. So your conveyors to increase the speed, decrease the speed, start, stop, and for multiple speed and set speeds, we need a drive. So nowadays, this packing, dispatching sections is having huge demand. This conveyors plays a major role. So drives also plays a major role in conveyor and automations. Okay. And third application, what we are trying to show is commercial building. If you take any commercial building, a shopping complex or a cinema theater or anything, so it requires HVAC control, heating, ventilation, HV, air conditioning. HVAC is heating, ventilation, and air conditioning. So these are the complete must and should areas for any commercial buildings. So you'll be having motor at each case to blow your air, to take out your temperature up and downs and all. Of course, for the escalators, elevators, everywhere we need this drives, and your water control pumps and all also will be having motors. So to control this motor speeds, increase, decrease, start, stop, and all, we will be using drives. So in this, red colors are motors and white colors are drives. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. We are using 6 drives in one commercial complex example. So this is how the drive performs. Okay. So what is servo system? So servo is an advanced system than motor and drive. Okay. So this is servo drive. Okay, and we have servo motor here in place. I'll show you. I'll try to show you this in my small screen. Yeah. So this is my servo motor and this is my servo drive. Okay. So this is my servo motor and servo drive. So how this is connected? So this servo is having 2 cables. Okay. So these 2 cables will be connected to your drive. I'll explain you how. So one is, this is encoder cable. This is servo motor. We also call it as permanent magnetic motor. Okay, permanent magnet control motor. So here, this shaft is rotated between permanent fixed magnets. So your accuracy will be high. We also call it as synchronous motors. Okay, so this is permanent magnet motors. The encoder is directly fitted onto the shaft of the motor inside. So you'll be getting feedback from this encoder cable to your drive. Means however this is rotated, whenever this is rotated to one direction, your feedback, always the feedback system will be coming through this encoder cable to the drive. So servo motors majorly, it's a compact one and it will withstand high overloads with small speed only. High torques it can take and high speed also it will run. And for small applications, spindle application and different applications it will be run. And for high-end applications also sometimes it will be running with high-speed things. Now how this is performs? This is power cable. So this power also will get through drive. Okay. So your main power will be given to drive. And your drive output, you will be taking power to motor, and then your encoder will be connected here. You will be getting feedback. So power will be given to motor through this drive, and your feedback will be again connected to drive. So your drive is a master kind of thing. It will receive the feedback and it will send the power. Okay. Once it is received, it will be programmed inside how to run, what to do, what are other functions to be done. So this will be having a communication cable. Sorry. This will be having a communication cable. Through this cable, you can connect to your PLC, you can connect to your SCADA also, and you can control this motor and drive together. Okay, so it will be having display here. It will show speed, direction, start, stop, increase, decrease. These functions also will be there on this servo. Okay, so this is servo. Both are looks like compact. Yeah, it is main advantages with this servo is low moment of inertia, high overload. So sometimes your applications will be with slow speed, you have to carry more load with same accuracy. This is one application example. High resolution encoder with fast scanning. So servo means feedback system. Whenever you give something, it will teach you, yes, I am done. What is next? Yes, I am done. What is next? So it is like two-way communication. Okay. So with this encoder, and we also have motion control functions. You can have multiple motors together, and it will communicate one to other, and it will function. So five axis will function. It will not interrupt anyone, and it will continually go on. Okay, positioning, it is also used for positioning, and the feedback system will be most advantage in the servo. So this is a combination of motor, drive, and cables. This is a set. Okay, now we'll see the application so that you will understand. Yeah, some of the applications of servo system is CNC machines. All your CNC cutting, CNC shearing machines is the best example for servo. Also, your shearing machines, which is precise cutting machines, precise bending, punching machines, and all. And below application is CNC, your tool cutting, job cutting. With high accuracy, it will come forward, it will go back. With high speeds, it will rotate. Multiple motors will come and perform its jobs at the same time with multi-axis. Robot is also one of the best example. Each robo arm will be having one servo. X-axis is one servo, Y-axis is one servo, Z is one servo, like that. So servo is used for mostly accuracy applications and fast, and then high torque with low speeds. Okay, so this is all about servo. Now we are talking about DCS. Yeah, yes, we can upload this video into our YouTube channel. You can get this video over there. Okay, so DCS is like a distributed control system which is advanced than PLC. Okay, so like DCS is used to control entire plant, not only one machine, not only one particular application. DCS is a distributed control system which is used to control and monitor multiple machines within plant, an entire plant control. Say suppose your PLCs acts as a slave to DCS. Okay, you can control multiple PLCs with DCS. This is how you can take. Say example we have shown in the architecture also. Your field application, say suppose ID fan is controlled by one PLC, and your furnace is controlled by one more PLC, and your say centrifuge and other section is controlled by one PLC. Your conveyors is controlled by one more PLC. All these PLC different applications will be connected to a DCS controller, and in a single screen or a single software we can able to control entire plant. Okay, your number of PLC IOs can be taken into consideration, and we can choose a DCS controller and the software. So okay, it's like similar to SCADA. You can, but yes, you will be having a DCS controller advanced, and with this controller we'll collect all the data from different PLCs to the controllers, and your controller will be monitored and controlling to your plant. Yes, DCS is similar to BMS. Yes, in home automation or building automation, BMS is a master. In plant level, it is DCS. It is similar, but not same. Okay. Yes. So once I complete my product session, then I'll stop somewhere and definitely will answer to all the questions. I think meanwhile my team is also giving you replies. Kindly just bear with us. Yeah. Applications of DCS. So DCS is mostly used in a precise applications which is continue monitoring. Wherever continue monitoring is required, not even fraction of seconds interruption, means there we use DCS. DCS is the very typical applications we suggest DCS, because where continuous monitoring is required, continuous batches to be run, and if small interruption also comes, then the damage will be very big. So those critical applications and those big applications will be used DCS. So pharma is the best example for DCS to monitor entire plant. Also power plants, sugar plants, and then cement plants. All these process industries mostly use DCS. Okay, so this is the applications of DCS. DCS means it's thousands of IO controlling. Best example when DCS comes, it's when the thousands of IOs to be controlled and monitor means, then DCS comes into picture. Yep. Now this is robotics. Robotics means you might be knowing about robo. This is Escava robot, and this is my picture, which we are using Escava robot in our own manufacturing unit for welding purpose. Okay, an operator can weld for 6 to 8 hours. So if you have overload, of course, one more operator can work. But see, they can't work for 12 hours, 18 hours, 16 hours like that. So at this application, we are using an Escava welding robot. We are tie up with Escava. Escava is our principal support for robo applications. Whenever we get any applications in robo, then we do along with Escava. Okay, so this is our robo at our plant. Yeah. Now robotics. See, what is the purpose of robos? So when we use robos means whenever you have challenges to deal with manpower, means your operator or your manpower cannot able to perform that function. Say suppose high temperature, at high temperatures manpower cannot able to work for more time. At dust conditions, at weather with non-supportive weather conditions, manpower cannot work. At low temperature, manpower cannot work. So at these cases, we suggest a machine to be handle the case, handle the situation. And one more thing is where the accuracy is matters. So if you do thousands of operation, the accuracy should be same. In manpower, it won't be happen. Even if it is skilled power also, he can't do. So at those cases, we use robos. And at fast, the application should be done in a fast manner. Then this robos comes into place. So these are the major application in any industry. The robos comes into picture. Okay, where the limitations of manpower, where the operations to be at high scale, and where the accuracies matter, where the dangerous situations are there, then we don't suggest manpower to operate that application. So then robo is the obviously one solution where we can work with. Okay, so safety and speed, these are the two parameters. So this two will be avoided and it can be increased with the help of robos. And consistency, as I am telling, it is consistently to operate the same application for 1,000 number of times. And perfection, you will get perfection with the help of robo, not with the help of manpower and senior operators. And your productivity will increase, your job creation can be done easily, and your efficiency obviously will increase, your quality also will be increased because you are avoiding all manual things. So this is the advantage of robots. Of course, you know everyone about robo, but in industry, these are the purpose of robo applications. This is the purpose of usage. Yeah, we also offer some courses, Mr. Siddharth. You can be in touch with our team. Yeah. So robotic application, pick and place machine is the best example. If you see any bottling plant, any beverage, so pick and place of this packaging bottles, packets. So it will be kept in one production line to transfer conveyors. Pick and place application we call it as. In any industry, these applications will be there. So bottling plant, beverages, paint industry, and all, and mostly food industries and all. So this is pick and place is a wide moving application. And automobiles, nowadays most of the automobiles are using complete robo for welding, for paint shop, and for other areas. So this is a perfect application for robots in automobiles, for welding and paint shops. Okay, and also in assembling section. So these are some examples of robots. Now, yeah, so we have as of now we have discussed about automation products: PLC, HMI, SCADA, drive, servo, DCS, and robots. Okay, now we are talking one more topic which is most important we feel, and which is most valuable thing in industry. So which is machine safety. So machine safety is also part of control and automation, we can say, because nowadays in the world people are giving more priority for human lives, more priority for operators and their safety levels. So in that case, machine safety plays a major role, and we are also give much importance in machine safety in each and every application and in each and every case in with when we dealing with client. Okay, so we offer a comprehensive range of training sessions also on machine safety. We also see we do assessment on your machines at your industries, and we provide a safety solution to you. This is where we do machine safety, and of course we also offer some safety trainings to get to increase awareness at industries. Okay, so now what is this machine safety now? We have a machine safety standard ISO 13849-1. Please write down this standard if you are from industry. 13849-1, ISO 13849-1 is talking about machine functional safety. Okay, see, this safety is not about your human safety. It is not, I'm not talking today about PPE. Okay, it is not person safety, we are talking about machine safety, machine functional safety. So in IEC, it is 62061 and ISO 13849-1. Okay. So here we talk about performance level, safety integrated level, and risk assessment. What stage? See, generally we do risk assessment on any running machine, and we check what risks are there to the operator on that machine. Means if something goes wrong, his finger may injury, hand may injury, arm may injury, body may injury, sometimes human lives may injury. So we check this rating of risk. We give a performance level, what performances it is having, what safety level it is required, how much risk is this machine, and what kind of products you have to use. So once do this risk assessment, we offer a product solution. We are tied up with Shemersal called brand called Shemersal, which is German brand. They have complete safety range of products. Okay, with the help of this safety device. See, safety device, what is the difference between safety device? Safety device is a positive brake NC contact. Whenever that, say example, you take a limit switch, we have positive brake NC contact limit switch. Whenever this limit switch will function for a n number of times. If something comes and touches, then it will start and stop NCN. So this number of cycles it has to operate. When it is operating at number of cycles, then there is a chance of getting mechanical damage. So due to this mechanical damage, your accidents will comes, and the dangerous situations will comes, your accidents happens. So when this safety contact and safety device means this positive brake NC contact will help us whenever even it has to fail due to some mechanical thing. So this is failed in a safe condition. It has to change from NO to NC, then it will change from NO to NC and it will stop. It will not allow for next operation to not to stop at dangerous situation. So this is all about positive brake NC contact, which will be there in all safety devices. So we use this safety devices at critical applications to avoid this non-safe conditions. Okay, so this is all about machine safety. Now, this is most important topic, which is instrumentation. Okay, now we have discussed about products which are automation and control oriented. But now what is field? How do we get all this data from the machine, from the factory, from the field with the help of this instrumentation? So this instrumentation is a combination of field devices, we call it as. What is field devices? Field devices are sensors, push buttons, limit switches, valves, okay, temperature controllers and all. So this will be there at field always. So most of the times it is available in the field, and we used to get data. These are only inputs and outputs, we call it. So all this data will be getting to your PLCs, HMI, drives, SCADA and all with these devices only. So we have digital inputs, push buttons, indication lamps, proximity switches and all, limit switches. And we have digital outputs, indications, and then buzzer, and then valves, shut off valves and all. And analog inputs, we have temperature sensors, we have level sensors. Analog outputs are valves, continue releasing valves, and then analog output is temperature sensor output showing devices is all analog outputs. So these are the different types of instruments we call it as. It comes under instrumentation, which will play a major role to measure your level, flow, temperature, pressure, and device presence, absence, and all. Okay, so instrumentation plays a major role in automation. We need to know about all instruments, then we can able to make any machine or a process into automated. You can fix that number of sensors. Whenever they want to sense something, keep sensor and connect it into PLC. Your PLC will get a signal, and with the help of signal you write a program to on certain motor. Your motor will get on. Once your motor will get on, you connect it into HMI. HMI will show you the motor is running, and you connect entire system to SCADA. Your SCADA will monitor entire process and it will show you in a graphical representation. So this is how it will function. Okay. Yeah. Now we stop here. We have done our product presentation. Now we will answer to your queries. If anyone is having any clarification required somewhere, anyone is having any doubts or any topic to be repeat, then we are happy to stay back and we will reply you here. So with this, we have done our technical product presentation. Now we'll enter into applications. We'll see what is IoT, IIoT and all. Okay. So anyone is required any clarification about PLC, HMI, SCADA, drive, servo? Yeah. Please, any queries in the chat box, we are available. I'll just hold on for 5 minutes and move on to next slides. Anyone here? Any clarifications required? Hope my team is given reply to you. But still, if you want me to clear anything, then I'm happy to help you. Yes. Is SCADA only software? Yes, Mr. Dharmateja. The SCADA is only a software. It is not any hardware. SCADA software you need to be select based on your number of IOs available in your machine or a plant, and then you can install it into your PC and then establish a communication between your PLC and other communication devices so that it will be connected to your SCADA and write a program so that it will function accordingly. Please repeat servo system. Servo system is a combination of motor and drive, also communication cables. Servo motor is fitted inside the machine and drive is fitted inside the control panel. The cabling will be done between motor and drive. So this is a field device. It will be having both power and return feedback system encoder. So whereas in AC drive and motor, common induction motor and drive, you won't be having any feedback system between motor and drive. But whereas in servo, you'll be having continuous feedback system. You will be giving command, it will be giving feedback. So this is two functions. Hope it is clear. Yeah. In which country automation is born? I can say it's not in one country. Everywhere people are coming out with automation solutions. But see, every brand will claim we are the beginners. We have started like this. But yes, everywhere it is people are having some solutions with some brands. Sir, what is the major role of instrumentation industry? See, instrumentation plays a major role. Without instrumentation, there is no input and output feedback to the PLC. There is no automation, I can say. Instrumentation is a major role. Devendra, where to buy DCS, PLC and HMI? Mr. Devendra, you can connect to any of the system integrator within your location, within your areas. There will be people from all these brands. Otherwise, you can also reach our team. They can help you out. Why I'm choosing to stepper motor? Stepper motor based on applications, only for the limited application, start, stop, and some different controls. We use stepper motors. So it is limited control, but whereas in servo, you can make money. Along with industrial automation, should we learn another courses? Ogula Reddy, you can talk to my team. They can clarify about this. Just raise some technical queries over here so that I can answer you. Please clarify the most commonly used programming language. I mean, in terms of understanding and learning. Ladder. Ladder is the best solution, Mr. Santosh. Come on, what next? DCS, distributed control system, which is advanced than PLC. You can control entire plant. Multiple PLCs can be taken into control and monitor. Difference between SCADA and DCS. SCADA is only software, Mr. Girish. DCS is software come hardware. Can you please repeat DCS? Distributed control system. Multiple PLC control, plant level control, individual network devices also can be directly connected to the DCS. And DCS, you need not write single line program for each IO. Multiple, there will be ready-made function blocks will be there, which will assign to some particular PLCs and blocks. Through communication, we can able to take it into DCS of any individual PLCs. What is the difference between SCADA and DCS? Answered. Servo system directly interface with system. Yes, servo system we can directly interface with system. Yes, it is possible. What is the difference between SCADA and DCS? Answered already. Along with industrial automation, should we learn any other courses? My team can answer this. According to you, which is the best brand for automation products? See, Mr. Dharmateja, every brand is having their own special products. Siemens is having some, Schneider is having some, Allen Bradley is having some, ABB is having some. So it is all depends on our application, what application we have. So which brand is having unique solution or proven solution in this application is matters. Thank you, Devendra. How the input are interrupted to perform particular task in PLC. How the input are interrupted to perform. See, we can make interrupts, we can write program, we can make interrupts in the PLC programming software, or due to any error in the field. In a logic, see, we will be writing some logic. If any error comes from any input, then obviously the logic will be disturbed and interruption will come, your machine will stop. Thank you, sir. All doubts are clear. Thank you, Navneet. How many PLCs can we connect to SCADA? You can connect number of PLCs. That's not a problem. Your SCADA should be selected based on your number of IOs and number of PLCs. There is no limitation. PLC programming or microcontroller for industrial automation. For industrial automation, you need to take PLC and this programming and modification function is required. So you will be using the brand based on customer requirement. It is not based on customer requirement is second choice, based on application first, and then customer requirement and then budget. There are many parameters to select a brand. How much PLC brand I should learn to get my first job in IA domain? Harsharaj, my team will answer you better than this, but minimum 2-3 brands, if you get awareness, that's fine. But one PLC or one brand should be perfect. Yes, Saurabh, thank you. Applications of DC drives. DC drive application, sorry, I forgot to tell you. Applications of DC drives are like traction application, okay? And then example in any aluminum extrusion plant, this conveyor pulling of your this thing, extruded piece from the puller is a DC drive application. And other DC drive applications are high, wherever you need high speed, immediate start, immediate stop, like these applications we use DC drives, Mr. Reddy. Affan Ahmad, how many PLC module connected to single PLC? It depends on PLC brand and PLC type. You can connect up to 10 in some brands, up to 15 in some brands, 20 in some brands, like that. How much is importance of instrumentation engineer in automation industry? It is most important an instrumentation engineer within any industry which is running under automation, because all these instruments to be taken care, fixing, troubleshooting, or selection and error. So automation, instrumentation is a combination. See, automation is a combination of electrical, electronics, instrumentation. It's a combination of 3, not only 1, and also mechanical. It's mechatronics. Yeah. Solar. Okay. Which system suitable for hotel industry? HVAC. In hotel, you can use HVAC. and also small sensors for your door interlocks and other things. I have heard about Crompton VFD is a good brand. Please clarify. See, we are not here to clarify about brand good or bad. We just want to have some technical discussion and exchange our knowledge. Mr. Dharmateja, please cooperate. So can we expand the inputs for compact PLC? Yeah, yes, up to the limitation you can expand. Is industrial automation learning is worthful in this pandemic? Yeah, this is more worthful during this pandemic because knowledge enhancement, see, we'll be going our regular schedule day to day. We'll be going by our busy lives nowadays. So this pandemic is helping many people to enhance their knowledge and skills. Even we are also attending many webinars, many training sessions and enhancing our knowledge of ourselves and our team. So this is the right time I can say to enhance our knowledge, particularly into automation, because this pandemic is teaching us the importance of manpower and automations and remote digitization and all. So this is the time to learn and enhance knowledge and skills into automation. We are offering some courses we are going to see in the next slides. What are the new opportunities in IIoT? We will talk in the next slide. Which skills should I require for the same? IIoT and automation is required. Thank you. Can you explain brief about foundation field bus? So it is not communication topic, it's a big topic. My team can help you out, Mr. Grish Mesh. Can we control 2 drive speed synchronization without PLC? Yes, you can. How to reset VFD, HMI and operate? This is a technical topic we have to discuss in detail, Mr. Nishad Raj. Our team will be in touch with you. Okay, done. So thank you. Thanks for the question and answer session. Okay. Now we'll move to next slide. Is that okay, everyone? No. Okay. So now we'll moving on. Industry 4.0. See, we wanted to give you an insight about Industry 4.0. First, we were at industry. First is like mass production. So this is yeah. So there are first stage, second stage, and third stage. Now we are at third stage. We are at third generation. Yeah. So first generation is completely manual. Second generation is 2.0 is like mass production, all and electrical energy. Mass production and electrical energy was the prime objective at 2.0, Industry 2.0. Industry 3.0 is completely with programmable logic controllers, robots, automation comes into place. Now what is 4.0? Now we are at 3.0. Of course, unfortunately, most of the industries are not up to utilizing this automation features in 3.0 also. Now current running is 3.0, but people are not utilizing total automation products, solutions and all, because they are not having much awareness, knowledge and exposure. So these are the major parameters what we found, and few people are still, they wanted to run with manual things only and they don't want to upgrade. So these are the some challenges they are facing. So they are unable to utilize fully at Industry 3.0. But there is very good solutions and systems in place and automation technology also in place in 3.0. Now what is 4.0? Due to the needs and demands of increase in population and their demands and necessities, so this 4.0 comes into picture. So what is 4.0? You'll be having a cloud computing. Now we are taking entire data to cloud. This controlling is also a challenge. Mobile technologies, we are using a high-end technologies in mobiles, and we have created a demand to control the things from mobile of all. So this is one thing, and machine to machine, M2M, machine to machine, one machine should give feedback to another machine. Based on that feedback, this machine should act. So this is machine to machine. 3D printing, you know very well. Nowadays 3D printing also comes into picture for certain applications. Advanced robotics. Advanced robotics is like one robo is talking to another robo. This communication feedback will be sent to robo, and robo will be acting. They'll be talking to each other and they'll be making their decisions and moving forward. Okay, this is advanced robots which is talking through wireless through Wi-Fi also. Okay, big data and analytics. So we'll be collecting all the data, and we have to make analysis between all these data. See, nowadays everything is going to cloud. This analytics also becomes a big challenge. So analysis is most important for industries and everywhere. Okay, Internet of Things, IoT. So we wanted to make all the things remote connected, without any wiring and all. We have to make it to wireless. So this is IoT. RFID is also similar, wireless. So we wanted to, nowadays this pandemic has teach us RFID technologies and wireless technologies are most preferable things for the future. And cognitive computing is also a advanced computing system to control all these remote devices. Cyber security, when you talk about remote, when you talk about cloud, when you talk about data analytics, then cyber security is also matters, your data is also matters, any industry data is also much matters. So all these things comes under 4.0. So this is all of these subdomains are driven by 4.0. This all together we call it as industry 4.0 technology. Okay, so hope you got some idea about this. Now we'll talk about IIoT. See, to go into 4.0, first of all, this is a starting point. You need to have IIoT in your industry. Means you need to make your industrial things into internet first of all. So IoT is like Internet of Things, taking everything into remote into internet. Okay, that is IoT. But what is industrial IoT? Industrial Internet of Things is like same, whatever machines you have, whatever field devices you have, whatever subsystems you have within industry, within section, within department, taking all these remote devices to a common switching device or a gateway. We call it as gateway in industrial world. Taking this multiple PLCs, multiple inputs and outputs to this gateway through hardware, and this gateway will be sending all this data of this connected devices to the remote network through Wi-Fi or wireless. Okay, so this gateways plays a major role in industries. So these gateways will take this data and it will be connecting to the field. So we'll be connecting this at field. Your field devices will be connected to your gateways. Multiple gateways will be taken this data to the next. Gateway is a networking device which can take different types of communications into the place. This device will be IoT supported. Okay, it will be having a different types of communication ports. You can connect all your different types of communication devices within your industry to this gateway, so that this connection is established between your different devices and gateway. Then your gateway will send this data to the main place or remote area or network area or to the cloud. So this is network gateways. So industrial internet things, it developments the industry's process, supply chains, productions and services. So it is helping at these areas if you go by IIoTs. Okay. So now, coming all together, what are the potential segments we have in this automation? So under factory automation, we have cement plants, packaging, paper, rubber, textile, metal, automobile, end user. Into process, we have pharma, food and beverages, power plants, chemical, oil and gas, water and wastewater plants. So these are the major segments in the world. Automation is nowadays compulsory and it will be taken to next levels at these industries. Okay, so this is the potential area for all these products. You will find all these products and solutions and topics at this segments, at this industrial domains. Okay, so what are the opportunities you will get if you have knowledge, if you enhance your knowledge into these areas of topics and products, then what are the opportunities you have? You can get an very good career growth opportunity into industries, all these segments, whatever we discussed in the previous slide, as an automation engineer, programming engineer, design, service, technical, sales, automation, maintenance, coordination, service, projects, technical support, technical assistance, application engineers. This is all opportunities into jobs. And when you go into innovation, you have any innovation ideas, or any company already is running on some product, they want to come out with more innovative products, then it is a good to know this knowledge, adapt or learn, enhance your knowledge. For entrepreneurs, solutions, concept implementation, creating new product in the market, create employment. If you are fall under this, then this is a good time to enhance your knowledge. R&D, if you are comes under R&D, control engineer, system engineer, product developer. These are the opportunities you will get when you have good knowledge on automation, product, programming, communication, everything. Okay, so don't worry if you don't have knowledge, we will help you out. We have a training department within our organization. We are offering some courses we are going to see in the next slide, so that you will be able to take a step. So this is all about our brands, what we are dealing. Someone is asking about brands. So these are the brands what we are dealing at our company. Siemens is our major brand. Schneider, Allen Bradley, ABB, Mitsubishi, Danfoss, Omron, Delta. These are our automation brands. And third line brands are control components, sensors and safety products. Fourth is instrumentation. So these are our top brands what we deal into automation. Automation, instrumentation and control and safety. Major pharma and cement we deal with. These are our major clients in pharma and cement. So all major clients: Hetero, Sanzyme, Virco, Dr. Reddy's, Aurobindo, Bharat Biotech, Granules, Mylan, BE, Natco. All these are our clients. And in cement, we are having very good presence at all these client places. Major clients we deal with: food and beverage and paper industries are these. We are dealing with all these major brands. Okay. We are giving good automation solutions to them. And we are also into paint industry. We are offering solutions to paint industries. We are also into water and wastewater treatment plants. In this segment also, we are giving very good automation solutions to these clients. Big end users who is having big manufacturing industries, we are giving very good automation, machine safety, control components, instrumentation solutions to all these industries. These are our big end user clients, and these are our machine manufacturers. They manufacture machines, we give automation solutions to them. Okay, together we work and we give a machine automation solutions to end customer. So mechanical they do, we do automation integration. So both together we give a automated machines as an output. Okay, these are some of our major applications: filling and packing, tool cutting machine, aeroplane body machine manufacturing machines. Okay, ITC paper. Cement, we have given some solution. Machine guarding also we do in pharma, food and in other areas wherever they need safety, robo applications and all. We are also done some application in water treatment plant. We have done complete oil and gas plant automation and beverage, glass industry and all. Okay. Now what are the products we offer to all these industries? We from MKR Automation, okay, we do sales, we supply, we support these products: PLC, HMI, SCADA, drive, servo, instrumentation, switchgear, control panels, and then machine safety products. So we support for all these products with the said brands in the previous slide. We do services. We have service department where we offer very good services to our customers to improve their downtime and to increase their productivity. We do breakdown supports, we do AMCs, we do validations for pharma and food and beverage clients, we do repairs, we do upgradations, we do retrofittings. We also support for modifications, switchgear problem, drawings, panel rewiring, software issues, field instrument issues. We support for all these services for all the industry segments across the globe. Now comes to training. So how many are you interested in training, to know about this training module? So after knowing all these topics, so if you feel we people are worth enough to share our knowledge with you, to enhance, we will help you out in your knowledge and skills, means if you people are interested, we'll talk about training. So how many are you interested to know about training courses? And we are running some good offer today. If someone joins any online courses, we are offering very good this thing. Yeah. So how many are you interested in training, to know about training offerings, courses and all? So if people are interested, please type out in the chat box, interested, yes, or whatever it is. Please type out. Please be active so that it will give more encouragement to us to move to next slide. Interested. Okay. Okay, good. So many people are interested. So now we'll take it to next we'll talk about our offerings and courses. Okay. Yeah, good. So many replies. Thank you. Thanks for your interest. Okay, so from our training wing, we are offering classroom trainings at our office, which is located in Hyderabad, and we are also doing online trainings during since beginning and before now this pandemic. Okay, so we are doing now majorly we are now focusing on online trainings. We have very good modules, standards, procedures, process, manuals, and system in place for online trainings, and we are also supporting for college projects for academics, and we are also doing some workshops at the institutions. We are doing some corporate trainings at client place. We come to your client places, to your industry, and we give a training on your about your systems to your operators and maintenance teams. We do seminars and demos as a CSR activity. Under corporate social responsibility, we do free demos, free seminars, free webinars. We feel corporate social responsibility is the primary thing. We share our knowledge and we contribute something to the universe. Okay, so we also do training kits to the institutions. Whoever training automation training institutes are there, we support them with training kits of required application, required combination, required communications and systems. Yeah, so these are the courses we offer. Please take screenshot if you need an information. We offer 1 month course. People who are so interested, we offer 1 month course to start with. We recommend 1 month course about PLC, HMI, SCADA, VFD, programming, each programming. Okay. So next we offer 2 to 3 months course, which is we call it as totally integrated automation. People who are fresher, people who are having basic knowledge into industry and they want to go into automation field, means we suggest this course, which covers total, and they can able to get an opportunity in any industry with this knowledge. We enhance their knowledge and skills into automation with this course. If they spend for us 2 to 3 months, then we can able to train them on automation about programming, other areas, designing, communications, programming, commissioning, and then how to handle any service or breakdowns. Okay, this is 2 to 3 months course. We have 6 months course in place, which is post graduation course in TIA, which is a long term course, a detailed topics. We also cover some part of career classes, career enhancement classes here. Okay, so for working employees, we offer automation certified engineering course for their own brand. If they want to learn only Siemens brand, then we teach them Siemens, Schneider, ABB, Mitsubishi, Danfoss, any brand, any model. If they come by their choice, we teach them that particular one and we issue a certificate. Okay, so these are our standard regular courses which we are offering from our training department at our company. Okay, yeah, so now we are come out with some of other courses. This is electrical course we do, and we do PCB and instrumentation, machine safety, electrical designing, embedded IoT, industry 4.0, AI, machine learning. These are our other courses, but this first slide is our fast moving regular courses. This is our other offering courses. Now we'll move to online. Now this is where the offer is comes. I think most of the people are excited to see this slide and offers. Now this is the slide. So we are offering online courses. Means people who are unable to join this offline course at our office, they were requested for some online courses to be done. So we come out with online courses. These are our online courses. Whoever is interested, whoever got interested out of these topics, they can just start this online course with a very nominal start and with a small durations, so that they can understand what it is exactly and then take it to next level of joining courses and building their careers into automation. So this is the basic step. We are helping out you people to take this step. Whoever interested, take this step and check, verify, and then go into your courses and settle your career into automation. So these are 3 days, 4 days, 5 days courses. It is online courses, daily 2-hour session. It is not complete day session. You can join from anywhere, any place through remote, either Zoom or any other app we provide. We'll show you how this conducted. Yeah. So what is there in this course? First of all, PLC programming. What is industrial automation? What is programming? We do practice. We do practice on different applications. So this is how it goes. Same like HMI. Same like HMI. Same like SCADA. And then VFD, electrical panel designing, maintenance and troubleshooting. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 courses are one category courses. Sixth course is for maintenance team. Those who are into maintenance, those who are into industry. C06 is preferable because it is a service oriented course. For the service engineers, maintenance engineers, we suggest this course to be done. Okay. So what we do, this course, how this course is conducted. So first day we teach basics, second day we teach programming, third day we teach programming practice on software. We provide you free software, and the day 4 is different applications we do practice, and day 5 wiring and field communication we talk about. So this is how this 4-day, 5-day, 3-day courses will be conducted. Daily 2-hour session it is. Yeah. So daily 2-hour session we conduct by Zoom. You can join, we can send you the Zoom ID. Okay, upon registration, you will get a Zoom ID and we will get a scheduled time. If you are unable to join at that particular scheduled time, no worries. You can join, you can see later, you will be getting a recorded session, you can see later, and you can attend next session and clarify your doubts. Generally, we conduct a live session. If you are unable to join, no problem. Same like this, we'll give a recording session and you can just go through it, do that practice and come out in the next session and then clarify your doubts. So this is how we conduct a course. And those who join these courses, we offer this benefits to them. So we created a telegram group for all our webinars. Whoever join these courses, we join them into this group. So there will be experts. Whenever you get any doubts and support you required in your ongoing job also, we can support you there. It's a free of cost. And access to tutorial videos we give you. Material soft copy can be provided to you. Further, if you join by 3 months, 6 months course, will also help you in career building, and we provide ISO certification. We give live product demonstration. So these are our course benefits. Whoever join this course benefits, they'll get this bonus. Okay. Now, how many are you excited to join this course? So if you people are more excited, then we will give you very good offering to start this course online. Okay. So these are our free benefits, people who join this course. Now we have very good offer. Whoever join this course today, they'll get all this free of cost, and the amount also will be very, very less. So you people will feel it's just nothing for this course, like that. Okay. So how many are you excited to know the offer? Come on, please. So we need your excitement now, so that we'll give you very good offer. We'll see how many of us will be closing deals today to enhance their knowledge and skills and step into automation of their career. So how many are you interested to know the offer? Please type out in the chat box. Yeah, I'm just providing offer in the chat box. Yes, I need some exciting answers and your interest. Then definitely we'll give you very good offer. I know you will like it. Yeah, I'm just providing that offer. Please look into chat box. From courses 1 to 5, this is our offer. People who join today, this offer we give. Yeah. So now I'll explain this offer. Don't get confused. See, once you want to do this course, I'll just show you. Yeah. These are our courses. See our course slide. Okay. C01 to 05. You have these 5 courses, which is our regular and fast moving courses, where people join for many times. And to join any one of the course here, generally we charge them INR 5,000 rupees. But now during this webinar, you joined this webinar, so you got an opportunity to get this course done in only INR 1,000. So with 1,000 INR, you see, it's not just something we have to earn from this. We just want to take it up to next level. Whoever is interested, they can start with this, and we want only interested people to come out. So whoever interested, they should come out with this and then come to next level with us, join hands with us, so that they learn something with this. Then they can take a decision to make their career into automation. So this is how we do. To join any one of the courses, say suppose you want PLC programming to be learned, then you join this course, click book now, it will redirect it to payment page. You make payment with any of your online source, okay, net banking or UPI payment or card payment or anything, and we will get a confirmation. Upon confirmation, we will send you a confirmation mail to you, and you'll be connected to the next batch. Okay, so this is C01205. No confusion. For one course, we are charging 5,000 earlier, but during this webinar, we are just giving almost 80% discount, and we are charging only 1,000 INR with all these benefits. Okay, with all this bonus. So hope this offer is much beneficial to you. Any foreign learners, everyone, they can make payment through PayPal and other things. They can also join the same, because the content, subject, everything is common, whether you are foreigner or local or whatever it is. What is the offer for S06? Yeah, good, Mr. Saurabh. We have special offer for S06, sorry, C06, because that particular course is recommended for maintenance people, working professionals who are working into industries. Okay, I'll also put that offer in place. I'll ask my team to share this payment link for C01205 in the chat box, so that I'll close this offer and I'll move to C06 offer. So how many of you want to know C06 offer? I think Mr. Saurabh is excited to know C06 offer. How many else? Okay, good. Good, Mr. Saurabh. I think it is definitely is going to helpful to you, because whenever your machine gets down, then if you have some knowledge about this, then definitely you can try to do something and up your machine. How many are you still excited to know about C06? Please, I need answers in the chat box. Please type out yes, C06. Type out C06, so that will offer something good for you all. Unable to enter name. Papani Srinivas. Mr. Srinivas, you can reach out our team so that they'll help you out. Yeah, we provide different certificates for all different courses. You need to join all the courses, then we provide. I'm excited, sir. Balasa Munish. Okay. Yes, yes. So yes, I'm getting few answers about C06. Then yes, now we are excited. We'll offer something on C06 also. Okay, I'm just stopping C01205 on the screen, but still you have link in the chat box. You can type, you can click that link. It will redirect to payment page for C01205. Now I am removing this offer from this, and I'm putting C06 here. Yeah, C06, just look into chat box. Yeah, it is live. So what we are doing here, this is same again, but this particular course we are charging 10,000 INR 10,000 rupees. But now during this webinar session, we are just charging only 5,000, which is almost 50% discount with all these benefits and bonus again. So you'll be added to Telegram group for lifetime, access to the tutorial videos, and your material soft copy will be given on these topics also. Further, if you join by other courses, then we will support you here, and we'll be giving certificate, live product demonstration. So how we have conducted the webinar, the same way we are going to conduct these sessions. We have very good positive feedbacks. Go to our social media channels, Facebook, Twitter, LinkedIn, YouTube. You will find feedbacks of our trainings, also in Google reviews. So please reach out to all our social media platforms. You will find feedbacks and you can take a step. That's not a problem. Yeah, so this is all about our offerings. So if anyone is having any clarification, please reach out us in the chat box. We are happy to help you. Yeah, hope our C06 offer is also beneficial to you, and we are very much sure, we are very much confident whatever we are kept over there, the pricing is much worth enough to you. Hope this is almost whatever amount you are paying there, you got worth enough content in this webinar only, if I'm not wrong. So that's just nothing, but only thing is we wanted to take interested people to next level, so we have just kept these prices. I'm interested for maintenance and troubleshooting C06. Okay, Somasundar Rao. Somasundar Rao, please reach out our team or otherwise click that book option and make the payment so that we'll get a confirmation. Then we will get back to you. Team MKR, please post C01205 link as separate and C06 link as separate. Okay. Please report C06 offer. See, Mr. Srikanth, C06, we are generally charging for 10,000 INR, but now during this webinar time, whoever joined in this webinar, whoever live there, they can get this course done within 5,000 INR, which is 50% discount, whereby we can cover troubleshooting and maintenance of PLC, HMI, SCADA, servo and VFD. By this, once you learn these basic steps, then you will be able to attempt your breakdown call within your industry or anywhere where you have PLC, HMI, SCADA. So these courses are delivered by our service engineers with practical exposure. Even myself also will be participating in some of the sessions. Yeah. So if anyone is facing any challenges in making payments in this next steps, please let us know in the chat box. We will help you out. Our team is also there. Okay. So if you are facing any challenge, Mr. Somasundar Rao, then upon your request, we will keep this link open till tomorrow, next 24 hours. So you can make payment even tomorrow based on request. Generally, it is a live link. It has to register now. It has to make the payment now itself. But for C06, we'll try to keep the link activated only till 24 hours. So you can make tomorrow. Yeah. Thank you. Thank you, Somasundar Rao. Yes, anyone else? See, any clarifications, just feel free to contact us. We are happy to help you. If you are interested, then take it to next level. If you are not interested, no problem. Thanks for joining with us. Thanks for spending all the time since last moment hour. So we are happy on this, seeing all of you at one place. So thanks for your participation. Thanks for your feedbacks. Thanks for your interactions. Thanks for your replies. So we respect everyone and we treat everyone in the same manner, whether you join or not join in these sessions. So once again, thanks from our team MKR Automation for your contribution, for your support and for your participation. And keep encouraging us. So we'll come out with many sessions in the near future and we wanted to be in touch with you by sharing our knowledge and experience. Yeah. So any queries, please post in the chat box regarding this course, any topics, clarifications, technical application, anything. We don't mind. I am working professional in maintenance. Which course suggested? I am E&I engineer. So if you are working professional, then we suggest, if you are into maintenance department, then we suggest C06. But okay, if you want to enhance your knowledge, if you are beginning stage, then do this PLC, HMI programming also, and then do troubleshooting. Or first you start anyone, better you start C06, then you'll understand what quality of training we are giving. By that decision, you can take to next level, or you join one PLC programming course, you see the content, classes, delivery, subject, and then move on. So this is the entry point, what we wanted to tell you, all of you. This is an entry point. You just start here and check. Hope our webinar session is added and given some knowledge to you. Yes or no? Hello? Yes or no, everyone? Hope this webinar session given some knowledge, some insights about automation and future. Yes or no? Because we wanted to check with you. Please type out in the chat box. Is it added any stuff? Is it added any value to you? Yes. Yeah. Good. So see, whoever feel it is added some value, we just want these people to take it to next level. So we wanted to help them truly. So we have kept these basic amounts to gain their interest and to take to next levels. So people who got something here and they are interested, they are thinking means take any one course and start with us, see how it is going on, what it could be, how it could be, then go to next level 1 month, 2 months course, or settle your career into industrial automation. This is what we wanted to tell you. Yes, good knowledge. Thank you. Yeah. In pipeline project, which subject to be take? If it is pipeline project, you do this electrical designing course C05, also programming, then you'll understand. I'm a technical manager in printing and packaging industry, but I have zero knowledge regarding automation. Yes, you can easily learn because you're already into industry. You have seen all these things, sensors, this, that, etc. So learning automation is very much easy, and you can make wonders once you learn this automation within your industries. So, Mr. Suman, it is very required step you need to take into automation for the futuristic, for the bright future. Okay, I'm interested. Yes, good knowledge. Thank you, Srikanth. You can join any of the course and just travel with us for the next level of journey. Link not working. Mr. Saurabh, please reach out my team. Otherwise, they'll get back to you. They can share the details with you. They will help you out in the challenges which you are facing. Very good knowledge sharing platform. Thank you, Mr. Kranti Kumar. Thanks for your participation and your comments and feedback. Link not working. Balamurugan. My team will reach out to you, Mr. Balamurugan. If no one is not able to make payment, no worries. We will also send you the mails again. Which section will take? Yeah. So, which section will take? You can take a designing session to start with and then move to programming side. Yeah. Naredla Bhavya. Thank you. Thanks, Bhavya. Thanks for your participation and feedback. Suman, thank you. Yes. Anything else? So we are about to close this session. Thanks again. Thanks for joining. Yeah. So thanks from all of us, Team MKR Automation. And the session is about to end within 36 seconds. So once again, we are thankful to all of you. Yeah. Yeah. Happy to see you all. We'll meet in the next webinar session. Kindly do follow up all our social media. We'll be in touch with you over there. Srikanth will be in touch with you because the time is very short. Our team will get in touch with you. Definitely, we'll talk more in detail. Yeah, because the session is automatically ends. The time is up. So thank you. Thanks for your participation. Bye-bye.